We here, bro.
Yes, sir.
Back in action.
We are here in the year of our Lord.
I say that just for you now.
Our Savior, white Jesus Christ.
White Jesus Christ. In the name of white Jesus Christ, we are here.
We pray in the name of the white Jesus. The one with the long, silky.
Yo, my nigga look like Brad Pitt, bro. You ever seen the movie Troy with Brad Pitt? Yeah, that's Jesus, bro.
Yeah. That's like a diesel Jesus.
Back super jack Jesus, man. I mean, it's like the thing is like what bothers me about white Jesus. A lot of time they make him super ugly, bro. Like he's like trash. He looks like trailer trash, man. It's embarrassing. Right. Like how you gonna denigrate our Savior like that, man? By making him not just white but ugly, bro. It's disrespectful.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
You got
man.
Got to be a Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying? Leonardo da Vinci.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
yeah, man.
Devil.
Yeah, bro. You want to open up or want me to open up? How do you feel?
You got it.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve, thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Ameen. Yeah. During that prayer, I was thinking about your boy Derek Grace too.
Click the link in the bio.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you really want to click right now? Bruh.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah.
I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I don't want to, but
no.
We have to confront our proclivities to niggerishness. We have to.
But when you embrace it, I mean, why would you confront it? You know what I mean. So it's like telling somebody to confront something that they actually accept and like, and I mean, so in order to do that, you would really have to do that in a private setting, because anybody that's bold enough to do some stupid, retarded stuff like that and actually post it on the internet, like, that was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't even know that. Do you you don't confront that, right? Like,
I mean,
because if you're so brazen enough to put something like that on Instagram, like,
I don't know if you necessarily confront it, but you just put a better version next to it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it's like, so having
a better version of how to be a hoe.
No.
Understood.
A better version of how to represent yourself.
Okay, there we go.
You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
So yeah, you can have the wholesome. The wholesome can be presented next to the out of controlness, right? Absolutely. So at the end of the day, right? You really have two versions of reality. You got order and disorder. Now everybody knows that you would rather be in order than in disorder.
Yeah.
Because one side is chaos and one side is harmony. So, but if all you see is a dressed up version of chaos, and just because a person has manifested money, and just because, for somehow, some way they've come to this agreement, them in their marriage, that, they can do things that single people do, that's not a marriage.
No, it's not.
That's just two black people that have taken on, quote unquote Caucasian ways of how they operate nigga shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts, man.
So and then trying to promote it. Like that's not something that you promote. And even if you do engage in that type of frequency or activity, you got to keep that on the low.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
man.
it's like, I heard somebody say, now as an adult, right? If you're doing something that you wouldn't want your children to do, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Facts.
Or you shouldn't be promoting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not. If I'm in violation, I'm trying my best to not be in violation, and then I'm gonna try my best, right, to keep that to myself.
Absolutely.
Because
you don't want anyone to see your dirt. You don't. Yeah.
No.
No, absolutely.
I'm not going to dress up my turd and act like it's
It
a
ain't
present
shit.
because I put it
Facts.
in the box and I wrapped it up.
Absolutely, man. And I think that's the problem. Is it's the promotion of this debauchery, right? To say the
Good.
least.
That's a good word.
Savagery. Now you call it
Debauchery.
savagery. It's savagery,
Yeah,
man. And it's like it's funny, but not really, because people are going to be that, like, and allow this messaging to justify their lifestyles.
Right.
So you and I have taken oaths. We're soldiers. We're in FOI, and we have taken the responsibility of cleaning up our people.
Right.
So the question to us is, like, when we're confronted with people who openly and willingly embrace this sort of ratchetry, savagery, like, is standard operating procedure just to continue doing what we're doing, walk our posts in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert, be the clean glass of water? Or do we need to be more quote unquote militant in how we?
Well, the objective is not to beat the savage, it's to teach the savage, and you can't beat the savage by. You can't. Well, you can beat the savage. You can't teach the savage. You know what I'm saying, by beating them down with the truth, and it's not necessarily forcing it. See, it's going to come a day and time to where we're going to have to force compliance.
Understood.
But we're not in a time to where we're in control of our own situation,
Absolutely.
our own destiny, our own communities. And until that comes into play, we can't operate like that.
Facts, man.
Because once we're in control, we give a directive to the whole black nation and say,
Facts.
this type of behavior will no longer be accepted. You have a certain period of time to clean it up.
Yeah.
And then once you don't clean it up, we will have to physically enforce compliance. Now, even I was listening to something in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was saying that when you have a strict law, it can create hypocrisy. It'll create the garment of righteousness, but inside of the individual is discontent of the law. It's not a love for the law.
Absolutely.
It's a fear of the punishment for violating the law.
Yes.
So when you have a fear of it and you don't have a love of it, then as soon as you get into an environment to where you can take the headpiece off, you can take the garment off, you can stop being righteous, and you can actually commit adultery, fornication, get high, drink, gamble, do whatever unrighteous people do, right? Then you flock to that.
Yeah.
You take the headpiece off, you take your kufi off, you begin to act in the same way, in the same manner that fear or the fear of the consequence was stopping you from doing.
Understood.
Right? So that, it's just like Jesus said, right, that he came to, he didn't came to change the law, he came to fulfill it. And Moses, you know what I'm saying, in Moses' time, you would get killed for violating the law.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was a strong law.
Yeah.
And now, right, it's a scenario to where if we don't love doing the right thing,
Facts, man.
it don't matter.
Facts.
If
You're right.
If it ain't in your heart,
Facts.
you know what I mean?
Facts.
If being a nigga is who you want to be,
Facts, man.
then you got everything in the world that's gonna feed.
It's going to facilitate that behavior.
Right. It's gonna facilitate niggerdom.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And niggas don't produce shit. Niggas don't make nothing.
Facts.
Niggas only destroy.
Facts.
And you wonder why people that produce or spend 2.7 trillion dollars in this economy every year can't build nothing, and our communities look like trash.
Trash, man.
And you got nations on this earth that got school systems, that got airports, that got everything that America has.
Infrastructure. Yeah.
A whole infrastructure.
Yeah.
That don't produce that amount of wealth on a yearly basis.
Facts,
but
man.
yet we spend it.
Facts.
They don't even produce it.
That's right.
So that in itself is a sign that, being a nigga, it don't profit you none.
No, it don't.
Being a nigga is a slave.
Fact. No, absolutely. Absolutely. So I mean,
Slaves can't keep wealth.
nope. No, they cannot. And slaves were not built to facilitate and transfer on wealth. It's a foreign concept to a slave. So it's our duty as FOI to get rid of this mentality. So I guess we have the law within the nation. We have the restrictive law. And like you said, up until we get into a position of power over our people, which is we're not there yet, all we can do is withhold the law within our own ranks, right? Because we don't have the power or the authority to go outside of our own ranks and enforce physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's facts.
yeah. So it's more imperative to keep our own house in order.
Right.
Yeah. And keep our own selves in order and rid the proclivities to niggerdom in ourselves before we worried about others. It's just when we're confronted with the reality of our people. And I'm speaking to myself. It's like,
well, that's the practice area. This is us practicing for the larger game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And the larger game is to take the black community from the hands of the ruling class.
Boom.
See, they can only control us, like you were saying earlier, in unrighteousness.
Yes, sir.
We can't make it acting other than ourselves. This is what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, accept your own and be yourself.
Yeah.
What is yourself, a righteous Muslim? Right. Now being right, if you look at the word, it's not RITEO, whatever the rest of righteousness. The start of that word is RIGHT.
Yes, sir.
Righteous.
Yes, sir.
Right. So to be right, to be correct, right, is to be on point, to be on target. So when you're wrong, you're conducting in behavior that won't lead you down a path that you want to be on. So to be right or to be righteous is just being aligned with the truth.
Facts, man. No, that's it.
You know what I mean? So our behavior has led us to a point to where now we've become, if God was blind, we've become unidentifiable from the wickedness of white people.
Facts.
To the wickedness of a blind, dumb, and deaf, group of people like black people.
Yes, sir.
We look, we act, we behave in the same manner as them. So if God was the blind God and he was just going to blindly blanket, destroy everybody and not take into account the fact that we were made into this, type of way, he would just have to destroy all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to be honest, that's why he hasn't done that, because most of us get caught up in that sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
right.
He's a very patient God, because he's waiting for us. All right, y'all have received the message.
Right. Over and over again.
Over and over and over again. And Satan knows, the devil knows, that the only way he, as you just said, he maintains power and control over his captured slave is if he keeps us playing in his matrix of evil, of wickedness, of a world that is contrary to God himself, to the nature, which is the nature of us. So as long as we're playing in his field, Satan knows the calculation is like, all right, God, you could come for us, but most of your people are going to come with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I mean, and
that's his job.
Right.
That's literally the job of...
His job is to take us off course. See, we live in a world where black people are really supposed to be in charge, and we inherently know we're actually supposed to be in charge. Like Paul Mooney said, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. So if everybody want to be you...
Damn. Right, that's a good quote.
But they want to be you, but they don't want to live like you.
No.
You know what I mean? Because they know that you're not in control.
You have no power
yourself.
Facts.
Right. So if you control culture, if you control the cool, then you control the mind state of
control the cool. Did you make that up?
Yes.
That's what it is.
You control the mindset of the next generation coming up.
Yeah.
And if you control the mindset of the youth, how people dress, talk, act, their colloquialisms, the way they speak, the slangs that they use, right? Then the reality of the situation is you actually control the future. But if you're controlled, right? Then the people that control you control the future
Through you.
through you.
Through you.
And I go even a little bit deeper when it comes to money. America, right? The dollar is the reserve currency of the planet.
Facts.
Every nation on this planet is using the dollar to back their money. This is why nations like Russia and China is trying to get rid of their dollars because the dollar is not worth anything.
Facts.
But if black people make the least amount of money and then spend the most, then that in this economy,
Facts.
that means that reserve currency of the world, the most important factor or fraction of stabilizing that dollar
Is black consumerism, right?
correct.
Yes, sir.
Because we make the least, but we in this economy,
Facts.
and we spend the most.
Facts, man.
Which contributes to the gross domestic product,
Facts.
the GDP.
Facts.
Right?
And demand for US dollars because we use them to buy
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So if other countries are using the dollar to basically weight their money to make it mean something,
Mm-hmm.
to back it, right? And if black people are spending it, right,
Mm-hmm.
we secure the value of that dollar.
Absolutely.
Which makes us the most important demographic, so-called African Americans, black people in America,
Yes, sir.
right? We are the most important demographic on the face of this planet.
Absolutely.
And this is why the
Absolutely.
spending habits of Black America have to be continuously redirected into the direction of where they want it to go.
Yeah.
So when white people say, "Oh well, you know, black people need to if you would take responsibility and take control of your community and stop killing each other and doing this." So what you're basically telling me is if I actually take control of my neighborhoods, if we take control of the streets, if we begin to look at each other as family, as loved ones, as brothers and as sisters, and we actually create a healthy community, then that means that money, that 1.7 to 2.7 trillion dollars that we spend in this economy yearly, instead of spending it with all these white corporations and enriching white America, and in return supporting America's global interest, right?
It's dominance.
Right,
Facts.
right,
No,
right. If
for
we
real.
did that, that means that large white corporations will fall. That means that a lot of white institutions will fall.
Yeah.
Because this free economics that they're getting from the black community will no longer just be so free willy. It'll be harder to get our money.
Yes, sir.
Because just like any other healthy group of people, we'll be circulating that money inside of our own communities. It won't be leaving our communities within 6 hours after we get paid. So the same thing that you tell us to do would actually be
Destroy.
would destroy you.
Yep.
So it's like you really don't want me to do that.
You don't want
But
that.
you know that we don't understand the economic paradigm, and wars are fought over money. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different than that. They're not fought over because people are evil, so-called dictators,
bad guys and good guys.
Right. That's it's fought over dollars and cents,
It's propaganda,
money,
resources,
natural resources.
Exactly. That's right.
So niggas in America. Right?
Yep.
Because we're not human beings. We're
niggas, man.
We're niggas.
Yeah. Facts.
Niggas don't have no rights.
That's right.
Niggas can't be treated like human beings.
That's right.
Right? Niggas can't produce for themselves. Niggas got to give all their wealth up.
Facts. Niggas have the names of the people who enslaved them.
Exactly.
No, that's niggas, man.
So since that's the reality, right? Then they never want to take us off of the titty.
No.
They never want to disconnect us from them.
Facts.
Because if they disconnect us from them, then they have nothing.
Nothing. No. So by them saying that we should do all these things, what they're really doing is just finding a flaw.
It's pandering.
It's pandering, and it's also they're always looking for a reason to justify white supremacy, white superiority. And so the thing is, they know niggas better than niggas know niggas, bro. and they're always looking for nigga traits to call out to justify them being in a position superior to us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you could hear when they talk about, Chicago, they're just killing each other. They talk about us with such disdain, but what they're really telling themselves is like, see, these niggers is just
It makes them feel good.
It makes them feel good. It makes them feel comfortable in this system that they created on our backs.
Right.
So it has nothing whatsoever to do with caring about our community. Nothing. It has everything to do with them needing an excuse to justify the status quo.
Exactly.
And that's the game of the white man. It's always, all right, it's like, okay, well, I know things are fucked up and I'm at cause, but let me look for something to make me feel better about my reality.
It's always to tell you, I mean, the reality of the situation is that no imaginary white man can actually stop you from getting anything out of life. He can make it more difficult for you.
Facts.
Right?
You cannot stop.
But they want to ignore the difficulties that are made. Black people have always had to work 2, 3, 4, 5 times harder than white people in this country. Right? But the reality of the situation is we've always done it.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
We've always had to put up with bullshit. It's just like the job that I work at.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
The Mexicans and all that. You know what I mean? The Hispanic managers bring on their Hispanic people from other places, and nobody's looking at, they're showing each other favoritism, and they too buddy. But they looked at me and Donnie. They took me off a Donnie team 2-3 times because they talk about
Donnie is black.
Right.
Yeah.
He's black. I'm black. Oh, it's some favoritism. He's handing him deals. He got to be handing them deals.
Yeah.
Like what are you talking about?
Fact,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reality of the situation is that they don't like to see us come together.
Oh, no.
They
and that's just
fear
that's
that.
2 black men at work. That's it. Just 2.
Right.
2. That's it.
Right.
And they fear that. And they use their power to separate the 2 of you, it sounds like, right?
Well, they ain't doing it now, but they did.
Understood. Okay.
They did. They did.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, but this whole thing that all we have to do is work hard and that there's no roadblocks in front of you is a freaking lie. This whole Candace Owens argument that black people are somehow delusional, and that all we need is to just heal the black family. Well, why is the black family the way that it is? Don't ignore it. Don't ignore the cause and only talk about the effect. Because you can't stop the cause if all you do is address the effect.
Fact.
It's like, all right, we got cancer. Well, stop eating fucking red dye number 9. Stop eating MSG. Stop eating, you know what I'm saying, high fructose corn syrup.
Facts, man.
And you're saying, well, yeah, you do have cancer, but stop blaming it on the MSG and stop blaming it on the high fructose corn syrup. You can cure your cancer. Yeah. Okay. We can cure our poverty. You right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like telling somebody who's been raped, stop blaming the rapist. Go to therapy. Yes, you need to go to therapy. You need to get over it, or you need to get some auditing. You need something you need to do so that you can emotionally get out of the state that you're in. But we're still going to prosecute the motherfucker who raped you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's not forget about the rapist who raped me, who raped us. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make no sense. You got to take care of, you get to do what you can within your own personal dominion, but you have to take care of the root cause no matter what you want to do if you truly want to solve the problem. And we always know.
You said the key thing, the root cause.
Yeah.
Every tree, every plant has a root.
Facts, man.
And if you take care of the root cause, you have to uproot. You have to uproot.
You got to uproot
that tree.
Good point.
That plant.
Yeah.
So if you never focus on the beginning, why is this happening? What caused this effect?
Facts.
Then the cause will continuously create effects.
That's right.
And if you only treat the effect, then every time you treat one effect, you got a new effect to treat, and then you got a new effect, and you always fighting the effect, the effect, because the cause don't have no competition. It doesn't have any friction. It don't have nothing standing in its way.
Yeah,
no opposition.
None. It's free to grow other branches, faulty branches and faulty tree from the dysfunctional foundation.
And that's the faulty argument of, all black people have to do is work hard. All black people have to do is do this. Yes, you are 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
We have to work hard.
Facts.
We have to become more family oriented.
Yeah.
We have to stop glorifying dysfunction.
Yeah.
But don't act like the way that, black people are in this country is not based upon a system of systemic racism that has been planned by people. It's the system. A web can't weave itself. It's some damn spiders that's weaving this web.
Who made the system? Oh,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
And whose advantage is it to continue to have this system functioning?
Thanks, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the reality is in a situation which black people don't want to come to an understanding of or don't want to accept, is the only way for us is out. It ain't no in route.
No, bro.
We've been waiting for over 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, where white people falsely so-called free black people, and you can't free people; they have to free themselves.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Especially people that you done enslaved physically and mentally, and you let their body go, but you still control their mind.
Facts.
And then you manipulate their mind, because everything that we learn comes from them. They teach black people the same thing that they teach white children. Mm-hmm. You can't teach black people the same thing that you teach white children, because if you teach black children the same thing that you teach white children, and it's coming from a standpoint of how do we solve the problems of America when America's real citizens are white, then now black children are trained to solve the problems of white people as opposed to being trained to solve the problems of black people.
Facts.
Because everybody's education shouldn't be the same.
No.
Because we have different issues and different problems.
No. And you said it. We are trained to solve the problems of white people through the white man's education system. And you can't fault him for that, because it's the education system to support his civilization. This is his civilization. So what?
This is why when Negroes be like, you can do whatever you want in America. I became a doctor. I became a lawyer.
Yeah.
I became this. Don't ever make an excuse. Yeah, you became more helpful to white people.
Facts.
But the minute you use that information and that knowledge to try to escalate and elevate the condition of your people, then you're going to be met with friction. They'll pay you whatever they need to pay you to help them continue the system of white supremacy and domination over black people. Should I dare? Listen, I'll pay a white man, a yellow man, a red man if my damn a toilet break and I need to take a dump and I can't flush it.
Facts. It's a problem.
So you're black and you're going to help the system of white supremacy move on and elevate to the next level. Be my guest. How much?
$175,000, sir. Take it.
Take it. Sign the check right here.
That's right.
Bank of White America. the check will cash immediately.
Facts,
no hold on your funds.
Yeah. And that's the cold, hard truth. And we have a hard. We say we're against white supremacy, but our actions speak otherwise. Because we don't want to use our skills for our own people. We want to exchange our skills in the marketplace of white supremacy to be compensated by white supremacy to support white supremacy.
That's because a nigga is a white supremacist.
Thank
in
you.
Black skin.
Facts. That's exactly what we are.
And a good American citizens. I'm so ashamed of black people from the inner cities, and they should really get their act together. That's just a proper nigga.
Proper nigga. Bro.
He's still a nigga.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? God made man and America made niggas. and niggas can't do nothing but glorify and make money for their masters.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The slave master give certain amount of his slaves a nice little shiny silver dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every year.
Facts, man.
little quarter
Facts.
every year.
Yeah.
Just because you getting paid, just because you can use your intellect to gain some material goods in in this life, living under white folks, does not mean that you free. Because freedom, in order to flex freedom, you got to have some power.
Thank you.
If you can't protect what you have,
Facts.
if it can be easily taken away from you, if it just be snatched away from you in a heartbeat because you have no control, you have no power, you have no dominion, you don't have no say-so on how things move, then you just a pawn in the game. You might be a highly paid pawn.
A pawn.
And this is the thing
It's a pawn.
that we've been satisfied with. We've been satisfied with telling them, just go to school, get a good job, and your life will be set. No, your shit ain't set.
It's a fantasy, brother.
You need power.
Yeah. Thank you.
You need power. And this is why the masculinity in America, when it comes to particularly black men,
Particularly black men. I'm glad
is being manipulated.
Facts.
Because when you really have masculinity,
Yeah.
you seek to dominate, you seek
Facts.
to control, you seek power, you seek to conquer shit.
It becomes your nature.
It don't become, it is your nature.
Facts. Yes,
and
sir.
if it ain't in your nature, it's something wrong with you.
Facts. As a man.
If-
Facts.
right, because the first area you want to dominate and control is your house.
It's your home.
Your damn woman don't even respect you.
Absolutely.
So you go into the world don't respect you.
That's right.
You just a nigga. Oh, we want to dress like you dress, talk like you dress, and you should talk like you talk, but we damn sure don't want to live like how you live.
No.
We'll imitate how you dress, talk, and walk in our nice little plush, a safe suburban neighborhoods.
Facts.
You know?
But we're not going to get treated like a nigger. Like
No.
come on.
No.
Like that's not even. That's a legitimate fear of theirs. Like wait, no. And that's why they don't associate too closely with us. It's like no. You leave those nigger problems away from me. I'm not. I ain't touching those. That is y'all. There is a very high and thick barrier between them and nigga problems and nigga issues. They're like, okay, well, no, I'll act and talk like you and watch you on a stage. But when it comes to actually involving and getting my hands dirty with this shit that I know I created, no, hell no, that's all y'all, man. And that the fear is that they do not want to be anywhere near the consequences of niggerdom. Niggerishness. Like no, that is one thing that is universal, is a universal revulsion for the treatment that we get. And fear is like, oh, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, especially myself. That's their mentality.
They're wishing on us.
Oh, they enforce it
because their ancestors put it on us. Absolutely. And they created a system to where it's become perpetual,
maintained.
It self perpetuates itself.
Yes, sir.
And until we're in, see, this is where the man shit has to come in. The conquering. Until we conquer our own neighborhoods. Until we conquer our own community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. No.
Then we can set forth and we can say, this is what's going to happen. This is what is going to be. This is what our children are going to learn. Our women are going to respect us, not because we're going to force them to respect us, but by sheer manhood.
Facts.
They'll have no other choice but to respect us because we've taken control.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're dominating.
Yeah.
We're shutting shit down that's toxic and detrimental to our community, whether by force, verbally, right? Yeah. Or by just sheer instilling the fear in other people or even in other black people that if you do certain things that are detrimental to our community and our children, you know what's going to happen to you, and you know we're serious about it.
We're serious. There's a serious threat of reciprocation for activity that's not conducive to our survival. And women will, once they see that threat is real, and also that there's more promise in submitting to this authority, black male authority, than there is in submitting to the wiles of this world, that's when we'll get submission. That's when they'll fall in line. You don't think so?
No, I know so.
Yeah. But the key word that you said is conquer, and we have to. That is the precipice of manhood, is the ability to want to conquer one's environment and have control over it and bring it under his mastery. And that attitude, that innate nature of the black man who is the creator of this universe, it's that, like, I'm glad you called me out. That's not something that become, that's who we are innately. So it's our objective to be who we are and manifest that manhood and take control of our environment and then our families and then our community. But all of this requires us to really look at our what we're really conquesting is the mind of our people.
And we've been stripped of
The
that.
mind. Yeah.
We've been stripped of. See, I told somebody one day, and they looked at me like I was crazy. I said, see, all of this prosperity teaching, all of this manifestation,
Oh, understood. Okay, continue.
this is really unnatural for black people and indigenous people.
Yeah.
What do we got to manifest? What do we got to, you know what I'm saying, have a prosperity consciousness for when the wealth was right underneath our feet?
Facts. Yes, sir.
Everything we needed was right underneath our feet, right in our minds, right in our hearts, right in our souls for us to take advantage of.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you coming from utter poverty, from a lack of resources, and you living in a cave, and you living in these dire environments that the European stepped out of, in Europe
Before Moses.
and you felt like you had to know after Moses. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, sir.
I'm talking about after they were semi-civilized.
Okay.
To the point to where they knew enough that they had to leave and get on their little Viking tip, on their barbarian tip, and start going other places and smashing and looting and stealing and all that. Then it evolved into France and Germany and the Portuguese and
Spain. You said Spain. That's it.
and
Spain, Portugal, France, England.
in England, where they said the sun never sets on our empire and all this old nonsense, right? You know what I mean? Because they were stealing and robbing all over the world.
Yeah.
So when they stepped out, they had to step out because in order to get a surplus, in order to just have enough, they had to leave and steal.
Understood.
Because they wasn't humble enough to ask. You know what I mean? They wasn't humble enough to ask and say, you know what, back home where we come from, we just embracing. We got so, you know how it is when you got a whole lot, you know what I mean? It's just like you got a whole lot of food, you got a whole lot of clothes, you just start giving people clothes. You know what I'm saying? People come to the cookout. You know what? Look, I can't eat all this.
Take some home, bro.
Take some home. Yeah, take some home with you.
Facts, and it feels good.
Right.
That's natural.
Right.
You like giving people food to take home because you know that you're satisfying them in some regard.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's real.
So we seeing white people, we ain't know that their heart was the way that it was, that it was twisted and, tangled and twisted. So we was like, all right, take a little bit of food, take a little bit of gold, would you take a little bit of, what we got with you. And then they left and they came back because they plotted after they left and said, damn, we got to take what they got.
Facts. No.
But we never had to, think and grow rich. We never had to have no, why we got to think and grow rich when the money, the wealth, the natural resources was right underneath our feet. It was just sitting there.
Feel, bro. That's real.
God birthed us with a surplus.
Facts.
We have fertile minds.
Yes, sir.
We was on fertile soil.
From which you can extract everything that you need to provide and eke out a material existence. Everything is right here. The only thing that separates you from extracting the resources that are under your feet and your birthright is the mind that currently resides in you.
Right.
That's it. That is literally it. And that's why we buy into this prosperity doctrine and this manifesting doctrine, because we haven't really trapped into the true power of our mind, which is the creator, which is the source of all things that we want to extract.
Right.
All the things that we want to manifest. It's all right here. So I understand what you're saying, sir.
Right. Yeah. So we ain't gotta think and grow rich. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We ain't gotta use the law of attraction.
No.
Just by being black, it just in us, around us, and on us.
Yeah.
And under us.
Yep. Yeah, and this conquering mentality is we must, the man in our condition, in order to get us out of this condition. And you'll see where I'm going with this, because this is why we're both in the same position as FOI soldiers. We must engage in warfare, and the warfare, the first thing that we are to get is the mind of our people, and that is why. What is our tool as FOI? Our number one tool.
Final call newspaper.
Absolutely. And a lot of people they will come to us and be like, man, just y'all still selling newspapers? Yes.
You still got a brain, right? We still need to get some information in there.
Facts. Yeah. And people don't understand the fact that is our number one tool. It's a military move. It's the most effective and strategic military move, because we're not going anywhere as long as our enemy controls the machinations of our mind.
Right.
So, yeah, that's once I really start to see and feel that, I was like, oh, I get it now. Yeah, we haven't elevated outside of the newspaper because we're not ready for that.
Yeah.
We've got a job to do, and in order to conquer something that someone else already has, you got to go to war. And what's our tool? It's the final call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So,
yeah. Minister Ben told us to get subscriptions.
Yeah.
So we can spend more time with our family. So we can do other things.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we can go drop off our papers and have conversations with the people inside of their homes.
Yeah.
All right. But we didn't do that. We haven't done that.
No.
But the reality, the situation is that any war is ruled by who dominates in the belief of their propaganda.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, this is why the propaganda campaign against Saddam Hussein was going on way before they attacked him. The propaganda campaign was going on against Muammar Gaddafi way before they attacked him.
Yeah.
So once they attacked him, it was just like they were attacking two crazy men. Two wild men.
Two wild bad guys.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two men who were bad to their people.
Yeah.
Which could have been which was the furthest thing from the truth.
Not the truth. Yeah. Not the truth at all. But I'm glad you mentioned that. The pregame to their murders was propaganda.
Right.
Was CNN.
The pregame, right.
Yeah, that's what it was. They set the stage for their murders to where their murder seemed logical.
But let's go back to the point of even bringing that up.
Yeah.
And that's why the final call is so important.
Thank you.
Because it's a tool. Propaganda and propagate both have the same root word. So when you go out there and you propagate your faith and you tell people about it, all you're doing is spreading information. That's what propaganda is.
Absolutely.
Right? So when people say, "Oh, that's propaganda," it's just the filtration of information and knowledge, right?
With an intention to
with a political intent behind the political, social, economic, whatever, spiritual intent behind it, right? So when we come out with the Final Call newspaper, our intent is to enlighten our people to who they actually really are.
Yes, sir.
Whether or not we're successful or not, whether or not they listen to the message or not, because the reality is you are a walking form of propaganda when you come clean, when you come dressed, and everybody else is, may not be looking that way. Some of our people that we actually talk to. And then the information and the knowledge is contrary to the information and the knowledge that they're getting on CNN,
directly
on C-SPAN.
Contrary.
You know what I mean? It's coming from a perspective of Black people, from our view and our experiences here in America, and also from the basis of how we filtrate information.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And not from their perspective.
Not at all.
Which the end game of what type of perspective is trying to give you, a point of view, is trying to give you a whatever information is pointing you to, is to further the aims of white supremacy.
Facts.
We're trying, our number one aim is to wake black people up. And you're like,
Facts.
well, I'm already woke. No, you not,
No.
because if you was woke, you be working,
Facts.
and you be working for yourself.
Facts.
You sleepwalking, so
Facts.
you moving around, but you ain't doing nothing for yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
You in a comatose state.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
You're a pillar in the white man's infrastructure. You're not even a pillar because you're not that important. You're
Right.
a pawn, like you said. You're a pawn.
Right. So that propaganda is to shift that, is to shift you over from being from unconsciously and unknowingly working for your enemy to now work for yourself. Hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I have the perspective of knowing what it's like to see a final call and seeing final call, our propaganda before joining the ranks and after. And it's like night and day, because before I'm viewing it through the lens of white supremacy of this world. And so it seems foreign. It seems like a foreign new. It seems like even like watching the minister and watching him give sermons at Mosque Mariam, it seemed like another world I was watching. So at first, it's just it shocks you. It's like, why are they wearing all white? Why are they wearing suits? Why is everything so structured and orderly? It shocks you.
Right.
And even going to the finalcall.com, it would be like, I'd be like, I mean, yeah, this is cool, but this isn't real. This isn't reality.
Right.
But from my mind, which was birth of this world,
Right.
it wasn't. Does that make sense? It wasn't reality.
Right.
Because we're not presenting a reality that is this world. We're presenting the hereafter, which is right here in the mind of the people and the souls of the Nation of Islam.
Right.
That's a different reality. It's the hereafter. So you're literally watching us move, watching everything we do is like watching heaven in motion. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you're birthed in hell, heaven doesn't look like heaven. Heaven looks like crazy. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I remember thinking like, man, that's like, yeah, I like black people. I've always loved black people. I always loved my people. But I remember just specifically seeing nation functions and the final call and being like, man, that's not real. Right. So I can't take it that seriously. I mean, it's cool and I'm glad you're doing it, but it's not real. And that's a lot of like, that's the attitude that I get when I get a final call. They look at it and they kind of like laugh at it. Like, you know that reaction, right? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You see that?
These niggas out here with these papers.
Yeah, who do they think they are? Oh, they're cute and they're yeah.
Right,
Oh, yeah, that's
right.
oh, you guys are people have really been like, oh, you guys are so cute, and I'm like, thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really up to us to be the example of the significance of it. You know, some people know, some people don't know. Some people haven't experienced us show up to their community, haven't experienced us have a relationship with the gang members in their community, haven't experienced us showing up at their homie's funeral. You know what I mean?
That's real.
And us help them carry the casket, and us stop shooting from occurring with just our presence being there.
Facts, man.
You know what I mean? Because the reality of the situation is, you know what I mean, we're attempting to stand in on multiple fronts in the Civil War, on the physical Civil War with us killing each other.
Yeah, man.
In the mental Civil War. You know what I mean? And just right inside our minds, in the spiritual Civil War.
Between truth and falsehood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that information or that knowledge Civil War, because now you have knowledge that's coming into our cipher that puts us at odds with ourselves.
Facts.
And everybody else around us.
Facts.
So the reality of the situation is if we're at odds with ourselves and everybody else that looks like us, and we have the information that can soothe and solve that problem.
Yeah. We have the solution.
Right. And this is why
we have the solution.
We're taught that we'll be punished if we don't get this information to our people.
Facts. For duty dodging. That's what it is. It's duty dodging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No matter if they don't understand, no matter if you're being ridiculed, because we gotta love our people more than they hate themselves.
Yes, sir.
And the reality is this is why I said on the line the other day. I don't think you was on the line. When we were trying to get some men to go to Phoenix.
Oh, yes, sir.
You was on the line.
I was on for a little. I didn't hear your pep talk though. I missed that. But go.
yeah.
Oh no, go on. What did you say, bro?
is
To the extent that you could say.
is that by doing the work, performing the work,
Yeah.
the spiritual benefits that you get.
Yes, sir.
You might not get paid financially. You may not get paid in spendable assets.
Facts.
But the currency of character building.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Did you say that in the line? That line? Currency of character building?
I didn't say it that way,
Oh,
but
that's nice.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah.
I just
That's good, bro.
I just formulated that right now.
Yeah, good job, bro.
The currency of character building that you get at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, money can't buy that.
No. Oh, God, no.
Only sacrifice can. You know what I mean?
Facts, bro.
Money cannot buy that. Only sacrifice can.
Facts.
And if you want to be like the greats, then you got to sacrifice like the greats.
You have to.
You know what I mean?
It's
right.
imperative that you sacrifice. Imperative that you sacrifice to reach the upper echelons of greatness in any discipline, especially spiritual discipline. If you want to really truly ascend, you got to give it up.
Right.
You got to give it the least of all your time. That's the easy part, man. Let's be real. That's the easy part. No, when you really have to start severing relationships that you thought were important to you, that's when it gets a little bit more difficult.
Right.
But we talking about time, bro. We talking about actual time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you aren't willing to make time to serve a cause that you said you're willing to die for, like, you don't really want it.
Facts.
Yeah, you don't want it. Yeah. Yes, sir. But in regard to us pushing the Final Call newspaper, and we call the word that we use to like really that runs the function of Final Call, they call it Final Call administration, right? And that word, and this will really touch on what we talked around before the mic started, before we first started recording about we're both managers in some regard, right? You know, you're an officer in the Nation of Islam, and we're both under manager in some regard. So being a manager gives you respect for management itself, and it gives you respect for administration itself.
Right.
And then if you look at the Nation of Islam, what we're both a part of, it's administration. And what is administration? It's order, chain of command, and accomplishing objectives as a collective in an organized fashion,
Right.
more or less. It's running the show. And the more I've been in for 3 years, I see that. I see we have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding by passing out the Final Call. Yes, we have that solution, but we also have the structure, the divine structure set up by God himself which is the solution for our people. Because you look at us as a people, you mentioned the word chaos, disorder, which is what we're reared in. But what we offer, not just the actual facts, we offer that structure, which is it's administration. It's administration. That's all it is. There's an executive council. There's regions. There's chain of command. We have the spiritual side. We have the Captain Halim side. I guess we call it the FOI side. But you get like Brother Ishmael, Brother Mustafa, like that structure, which is divine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have military and you have spirituality, but
Right.
and they both lead to the head, the chief of staff, or not chief of staff, but the executive, the man.
Right. The
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, which is the divine leader, right? But this administration is what allows a people to evolve from individual savagery to divine nationhood. And the fact that we as a collective black body in the hell of North America, we lack that. As a not in the nation, we have that, but as a people, we don't have that, which is why it's easy for us to quote unquote excel individually. But as a collective, it's like, well, we don't even have the means to accomplish that because that infrastructure hasn't been adapted as a whole. So I want to really hit upon the fact that, yeah, we offer the Final Call newspaper, but that's just one thing we offer. We have literally the solution for everything that ails the black man and woman in America. Structure, order, chain of command.
Right.
And then at the core, self-love and actual facts.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
I know, bro. I see it. Yeah.
I'm trying to stay up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because you hit it hard. And then like 15 minutes ago, you were just like, oh, man, I'm tired.
I was like, man.
Because you had super bars. Man. You started off with super bars. And then literally like 10, 15 minutes ago, you really, okay, then you gassed out.
Right. I said,
you gassed out,
bro. I
bro.
had to get back up.
Yeah, you gassed up.
I started falling.
I've been watching you, bro. I was like, man, no, my man's about to pass out.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you looking at me like, oh, we got to,
I feel you.
It is early today. Because,
Yeah.
I ain't got the win right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, but you said you went off, and that's energy, though. You had energy, and then now it's like, oh, okay, now you're tired. But like, if you're tired, you're tired, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man. So I mean, unless you have anything further to say, I mean, how do you feel? Continue.
I always feel good, man. You know what I mean?
I want to make sure we hit all the points because I don't want to. What I don't want to do.
You had some more points you wanted.
Oh, not specific points. I really want to hit on administration and then like the fact of talking about the importance of our individual duty in regard to the Final Call newspaper. But like nothing else, But I don't want to. What I don't want to do is make sure that I'm preventing you from saying anything else that needs to be said because you're the one that usually. No, you bring the flow, and I administer, and I see the flow, and I'm like, all right, if the flow is over, the flow is over. But I just want to make sure there's nothing else that is urgent in this hour that needs to be said, because we're hitting on topics, especially masculinity, and the fact that our masculinity is being attacked. We talked about Kevin Samuels earlier, and I'm just like, yeah, there's lots of heavy topics that we've left lingering, but I want to make sure that everything has been put on the table before we call it a wrap. But
right,
yeah,
man, I know you like to do, you know what I'm saying, a 2-hour podcast. We've been on for about an hour.
Yeah, we an hour.
But let me say this.
Yeah,
though. Man. Administration. Or the structure, you know, because we were speaking about the situation that I went through at work
and that part, that's
you know what I mean?
There's valuable lessons in that, man.
Yeah,
and that's actually got me thinking about administration because you're telling me all the stuff at work. I'm like, oh yeah, you come from you and I both come from very corporate environments, and
technically, right now,
yeah,
right. This is the longest job I've ever had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never really... I didn't have too many jobs before I joined the nation.
Understood.
You know what I mean? So it's just like...
You was rapping.
Oh, right. Well, I was hustling.
And hustling. No, you was hustling.
So it's just like... I'm still trying to figure out how to properly navigate these type of environments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I said that it kind of was a good thing to me. You know, I look, you know, the only person that I can control is me.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I can't control other people. Now I can have a power influence over individuals. And when you look at anybody who's in a position of authority, the only real authority that they have is the authority that those that they have been given authority over submit to them. You know
Facts,
what I mean?
Man.
And that can be based upon just the fact that you either got to listen to them or they, you know, you got to listen to them because they're in that position. You might not like them, you might do. But or because you like that individual, you know, which is a combination of both. That they're in that position, you like them, or that individual, you see what they've done, and you want to learn from them. You respect what they've done. You want to learn from them, or you know that you can that they have a track record. Not only that they know something and you hope that you can learn from them, or they got a track record of training people.
Yeah.
That's a success rate. So you know what I mean? Most people, you know, it's John or Jordan Max, whatever his name is, read all but you know, a bunch of books on leadership. That's what he says. 5 levels to leadership.
Yeah.
Right. And these 5 levels of leadership dictate where a person is in leadership. Right. You know, and most of the time people only follow people because they have to, because this is your boss, this is your supervisor, this is et cetera, et cetera.
They control your paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now the reality of the situation is if you're a low level subordinate, you know what I mean? In order for you to elevate and graduate, right, you have to be able to respect and fall in line underneath
Facts.
those levels of leadership, whether
Facts.
you like it or not, whether you like that person or not. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know, and that's the next level. It's like, all right, I have to follow this person, and I like this person, and I respected this person. You know, third level is I have a little bit of respect for this person. Fourth level, oh, this person, you know, I can gain something from this person, and I can do what I do better, and I might be able to make more money, or I might become a better person, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or and then this person actually has they're like a lifetime type of individual.
Facts.
Where they've been doing this for so long.
Facts.
That so many people would love to be underneath this individual. Now, that normally doesn't happen in like a job setting. That's normally it can. Or, you know, but that would normally be like the person that runs the company or some shit, the CEO.
Facts. No.
Everybody would love to be under Jeff Bezos you know what I mean, because they feel like it's number one is in the position of leadership. They admire that person. They like him. They respect him.
Yeah.
He has a long track record. Now, I don't know if Jeff Bezos done created any other Jeff Bezos, anybody who, but in hopes that you can become like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is. I could be him.
Right. And in leadership, most people are at square one and they never elevate past that level.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
No, that's real, man.
And when you learn, right, how to actually lead people, you know, because you can't be a domineering over people, but you have to be domineering over people at certain points. Like you got to be able to get your point across, but then you got to be able to make it seem as not necessarily seem as if you have to actually care.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because people don't care how much you know or what position you in until they know how much you care.
Facts.
You feel me?
That's real.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh, you just telling me what to do because you in this position. you don't know what it is to be me. Well, the reality is, you're like, motherfucker, I've been you before.
I've been through you. I might played that role.
Right. I might have to go back to that role before, and and I'm gonna tell you, when I was in that role, I never did that.
Understand?
But you can't view people from your own lens because everybody is at a different state of development.
Facts, man.
And growth.
Facts.
And everybody doesn't have the same level of maturity and the same level of understanding.
That's right, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me dealing with people, right, I had to understand that. First of all, everybody is not where I'm at.
Facts.
Everybody's not on the path that I'm on.
Yes, sir.
Everybody has different lives. But it's my job to impart the knowledge and the wisdom that I have to try to help this individual become a better version of themselves, especially being in a position of leadership in the mosque.
Facts. Yeah.
Not
Facts,
in the
man.
world.
Yeah.
Not in the white man's world. The world.
Yeah.
All right, if this person is not performing, then we just gonna get, you know what I'm saying, get rid of their ass.
Facts, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't get you know what I'm saying, rid of God's people. I can't say, oh, boom, you out the mosque. No, that ain't even my area of operation.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
My area of operation is to see where a man is at.
Facts, man.
Right? And then to look at that man and see what that individual needs. And maybe
yes, sir.
And maybe they need different things at different times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right? And then to think to myself, what's the most effective way to deal with this person's personality?
Facts.
Because one person, you know what I mean, one person I might have to deal with strongly, another person I might have to more or less have a longer conversation with this individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I can get the performance that's needed, not for me,
Facts, man.
but needed for the institution that we are a part
Facts.
of. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
And then I have to understand that most of the time, in between a man's excuses and the person that's in authority's ability to destroy that excuse,
That's your job.
is where you're going to get the production.
Facts, man. That's
And
good.
this is why
Facts,
people
bro.
that are young, people that are in that first level, that people just have to follow them because they're in that position. That haven't developed real leadership skills. They run into problems with people who have experience with basically being insubordinate, but trying to make it seem as though it's not them.
Facts,
So
man.
they have these skilled excuses
Facts.
and these skilled ways to slither out of it.
Skilled excuses. That's
Right.
a good word.
And then when you get to a certain level to where you know what to say to an individual
Yeah.
that's trying to give you the runaround, you know how to boil it down to the finest, the finest, the most accurate level. You know what I mean? You can get past that person's BS and you can call them on it and you can get straight to it. Because one thing I know is people do not like to be called out.
No.
And whenever you have to call somebody out, this is a tip for you. You always want to do it independently, not when people are around. And
facts,
if
man.
you call people out, you want to do it broadly. If it has to be publicly, you want to do it broadly without pointing that individual out. You want to make
game.
it seem as if you're talking to everybody.
Exactly. But that person knows you're talking about them because that person knows that you know.
Because
what
they know that that's their shit.
That's their
They
shit.
shit stink.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
They stink in that area.
Facts. Facts. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, those are the things, you know, the experience. And then you might have to piss somebody off, and then you might have to turn their anger on and then turn it off at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I be saying something, maybe like, I hear them, they be about to, they be trying to cut me off, and I say something else. Like, oh yeah, you right. You right.
Yeah, man.
You right, because they
Yes,
know
sir.
what the fuck I'm saying is the truth.
Facts.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you know that as long this is in regard to just management of people, proper handling of people, but in regard to life in general and operating and engaging with life, is you have nothing to worry about if you're transacting in truth. You don't have anything to worry about. As long as you stand on truth, you can say whatever it is you want, and it'll stand by itself. And that it holds true broadly or on the individual level. And that's why the truth shakes up the character in a man, especially if he's waffling on his duty. And that's why, like you said, people are terrified, or they don't like being called out. I don't like it either. But if it's the truth, it's the truth. And you'll shake them up and you'll get a reaction because we're a trigger happy people. But that's the point. The reaction shows that your feedback is working. And as a manager, you can't be dissuaded by the reaction because it's your job to stand firm to engage the reaction. I understand, but you faltered, you erred on this duty, and to respond and then to get to the target, to get them back on course. And I'm speaking from you have divine management experience. I have management experience, but it's the thing is like you're being trained in the mosque. We're being trained to operate in the world as leaders, managers, administrators of our people,
Yeah,
which is why
you can't take orders, you can't give them.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said earlier, it's like if you being a manager makes you respect management more. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to be disrespectful because if I'm in that situation, I wouldn't like being disrespected. And so it ramps down the rebelliousness in our character.
I even told him
Your manager.
who the manager that I got into it with.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I said that I apologize. I said, and if you want me to publicly apologize to the people and to you in front of those people, I will, because I'm taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
You said that?
I said that.
Yes, sir.
I said that.
Yeah.
That if we make a mistake publicly,
Yeah.
then we have to fix it publicly.
Facts, man. That's
You know what I mean?
that's the truth.
And he was like,
What'd he say?
it really takes a man to say something like that. Yeah, I mean, see, like I know, being in a position, that's why I said, like, if you can't humbly submit, then you can't lead.
Facts, bro.
You can't humbly lead.
No.
See, a lot of the times people despise the people that they fall under. You know what I mean? They can't stand their asses. You know what I mean?
You can make that could be most people, man. In
Right.
this world, it could be most people.
And I take that into consideration.
Yeah.
I don't like to feel like I'm being a menace to somebody.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be.
I feel you.
Now, if I have to, I'm gonna be that stern voice of discipline, right? But the reality of the situation, I don't want to be disliked because of myself. I'd rather you dislike me because you're tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Than you just not fucking like me because I'm ego and power tripping.
No, yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then I'm not really doing my job.
Exactly.
I'm doing extra.
You're airing out personal vendetta. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You
right.
taking
I'm
you
putting extra
projecting.
cheese on the pizza. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts, man.
But if you put me in that position, then hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I'm coming straight for your throat.
Facts.
But if you haven't given me that reason, that indication that that's really like what I should do or how I should act, then I'm not gonna bug out.
There's no
because
need.
I don't want somebody to do that to me.
Facts.
I don't want somebody to do what I did at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me.
Exactly.
And that's why I came back and I apologized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For what I felt as though that I did wrong. Because I'm not, if I don't feel like I did something wrong in a certain area, a certain aspect, and then I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm man enough to do that.
It's manhood. It's maturity.
Right. But
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to say about administration, about leadership, is humbling yourself enough to be able to eat shit sometimes.
Facts.
For the benefit of a
Facts.
relationship, for the benefit
Facts.
of a situation, because I heard something today. It said that the greatest slave is the king.
Ooh. Man.
Because his sole purpose is his kingdom and his people.
Facts.
And I was like, damn,
That's
our
the-
sole purpose is to deliver the 30 to 40 million dead to the Lamb of God. And when I heard that sole purpose part, I said, damn, yeah, that sound like the FOI
Facts, man.
creed right there.
We're slaves to that purpose, brother. Yeah, and that's when you were speaking. And I thought you were going to lead up to it, but when you're speaking on what makes a good leader, like the ones that really make you think that one, you can be them, but two, that they genuinely care. I was like, man, he's talking about the minister. It's like, that's why there's a reason why we follow the man, why we follow Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, bro. It's not just because he's cool. It's because he's put in the work, and he has receipts. He's put in the work, and he is beyond humble, and he has showed us that he has gotten to where he is by serving his people and being humble enough to eat the shit, as you said. Like, it just, for years, thankless work. And we've seen the receipts, and then we see the result of it. We see a divine being in our midst, beyond divine. We see the man of God.
The same people that he's helped. Like if you look at that picture, I think it was at Aretha Franklin's funeral.
Oh, yeah, where
Jesse
Jackson and Reverend Al Sharpton, they physically distance themselves from a man that he has helped immensely.
Right. When 40 years earlier, when the Secret Service wouldn't protect
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson, the minister sent the FOI to. The minister campaigned nationally to help him, not because he thought that he was going to win or thought that he would do anything positively, but he felt as though it would be good for black people, and that's what black people wanted.
Facts.
And he didn't want to get in the way of that, and he didn't. And if he could help, he wanted to assist. And then for years later, for that same man to act like he's persona non grata or something like that, he should.
Like I'm what you see in that picture, you says like, oh, I'm too good to associate with you. I'd rather be more comfortable with Bill Clinton than I am with you.
Right.
It speaks volumes, bro. And it's embarrassing seeing that picture.
Both of them checking out Ariana Grande, lusting over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The minister just sitting there like,
Yeah. Just part of the scenery. Like,
right,
it was just,
right.
Just this world. It's just this world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wasn't hating or anything. He was just there, present, but obviously not checking out sister.
And they wanted the minister to speak, and the minister didn't speak, and that's when he said sometimes not saying anything speaks louder than their words.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the sign of a good leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you might have to sit alone, you might have to walk alone.
Yeah, man. Facts.
But the fact that your presence dictates the intimidation of those who wish they were like you.
Facts, man.
What are not humble enough to fall under you. But that when the time called, you were humble enough to fall under them and to assist them.
Oh, man. Yeah.
No matter the consequences.
That's right.
That's a real leader.
That's a
selfless.
Yes, sir.
Who is selfless and like that quote said, that a king is the greatest slave in his kingdom.
Absolutely.
His sole purpose is his kingdom and his people.
Facts.
And like you were saying, like I should have said originally, that's the minister. Because no matter what he has to take, he's taking it.
Facts.
And proving his love.
Yeah.
For his people.
Yeah.
Proving. But the minister is greater than the king. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's greater than the leader. We might affectionately call him the leader at certain points. You know what I mean? But he is the Messiah.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is greater than a leader. He is
better than a president, bigger than a president.
He is the new Jesus.
Facts.
He is the Jesus that the Jesus of yesterday was talking about. That
Facts.
He had to go away.
Facts.
That great comforter.
Yes, sir. And he's in the line of all when the new Bible's getting written. He's making the pages, bro. By all stretches.
He's the main. He's one of the main characters.
He's the main character. Yeah, and it's like it's knowing that that's who we fall under. Is we falling under people we read about in the Bible. Like that's the game we're playing. That's literally this game that we're playing. We're playing prophecy. We're playing scriptures. We're not playing this world. And that's why, and I'll hint to what I was saying earlier, it's like it's this people, they see the reality in which we inhibit and it doesn't make sense to them because it's on a higher plane with higher devils, more intimidation, and more treachery. And what the minister has shown us is that the road to real leadership is treacherous because the people you were sent to serve will be the first one to stab you in the back when the opportunity presents itself.
But you got to be able to take it.
Facts.
You have to be able to accept that.
Facts.
And that can't be a deterrent or a determinant factor which makes you stop and say, oh, it's a little bit too difficult, or the love ain't there. Because we know the condition that we're in is not because this is who we are at the core.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are other than ourselves. We have adopted contradictory behaviors
Facts.
to our true nature.
Facts.
And when you get away all of the BS, when you take away all of the stuff on top of who and what we really are, then you get to the true essence of who we are, not how we are behaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, so
facts.
once you can, it's just like Dianetics. Once you remove the engrams, once you remove the traumatic experiences,
The aberrations.
that are affecting the behavior of that individual in present time, and causing a disturbance in that person's behavior, mentality, character, and behavior, right?
Yeah.
Then you can get to the real individual, the real person, and now that person's attitude, state of mind, behavior, unfettered, unfiltered through the lens of pain and trauma. Now you get to the real person.
You see who they are.
You see the real person.
You see the real person.
You know what I mean? And the minister himself is that type of person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, we might as well just close out now.
yeah, that's real, man. Yeah.
Close out on that point.
Yeah, nah. Absolutely. He is that person. And
He is that one.
yeah, and I want to, and because we'll close. I like closing out with him, the Messiah, and leadership, because the reason why, we've been put, both of us respectively, we're put in position, we're being put in positions of leadership in the world, in the mosque. Like it's happening right now, and it's we're gonna have to go through analogous trials as Brother Farrakhan has, as the minister has, and we have to be willing to accept the pain, the arrows that come with that climb. And what I'm learning right now is like the thing he made that choice back in like 78 maybe, when the nation fell and he realized that he is going to have to resurrect it. Is that 78, 80? You know the specific year? 77. Yeah, when he made that choice. It's like, man, Brother Jabril, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring back the nation. That is something we all have, that choice that we've got to make in our life, and it's gonna manifest in different ways for you and I. But the point is, when it comes to ascending to that point of making that choice, we can't biffle around it. We gotta walk right into it.
What the hell is biffle?
Biffle, waffle, biffle. I mean, biffle's not a word. Biffle, waffle.
That's what you said.
Waffle, biffle, waffle. Shapeshift. Give me a better word. Give me a.
Listen, I'm just asking you what it is. I never heard of it. I know you were educated brother, so I'm like, biffle. This nigga making up words right now.
Biffle.
I'm all over here giving you the benefit of the doubt. What that mean? Hold up.
I'm gonna Google that shit when this is over, bro. You better hope it ain't a word.
I got ninth grade education, homie. I'm just well read.
That's when you dropped out in ninth grade?
I ain't dropped out. I got kicked out of ninth grade twice.
Oh man! But you didn't. You came back though after that, right?
Well, yeah. You know what? I got kicked out of ninth grade once, and I got kicked out of 10th grade, and then I wasn't allowed to go back to regular school, and I never went back to regular school.
So during the time of 11th to 12th, what were you doing?
I never went to 11th grade.
Damn. So was that when you started hustling?
Last grade, no, I was hustling before that. The last grade that I graduated was ninth grade, and I did ninth grade twice.
Damn.
I got left back to first.
Damn.
Ninth grade.
Okay, wow. I thought you biffled all the way through high school.
I got a GED when I was like 23, 24.
Man.
Because my dad worked at the ex-offenders and reentry program in Philly. And they had a GED program there. that's where I got my GED from.
Bro, damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I just read a whole lot. You know what I mean?
Even back then, you like reading?
No,
Okay, so since
I didn't like
high
school
school,
at
you
all.
don't like school at all, man. Yeah.
no.
Damn.
The first full book that I ever read was Malcolm X on African American history.
Really?
Yeah, that
Wow.
was the first full book that I ever read.
When was that?
That was when I was like 18,
Damn.
17 or 18.
Okay, understood.
All right.
Okay, so you didn't. When did you become a scholar? Was it before the nation, or did you become scholarly
I
after?
was already scholarly. I had probably read about 30, 40 books before I joined the nation.
Okay. Did you study the teachings intently before that point?
No.
Oh, okay,
But
understood.
I watched the minister on YouTube a lot. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Yeah.
So why'd you join the nation?
I joined the nation because I had in Philly, I was in contact with almost every conscious group, the YBNs, the 5%ers, the Hebrew Israelites, the New Black Panther Party, the Move, the UNIA.
I never the move. Never heard of
The
that.
Move movement got bombed by the Philadelphia Police Department in 1985. Ramona and Pam Africa are some of the last remaining members.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably not the last remaining, but Ramona was in the house when it got bombed. She's one of the only survivors. But anyway, I knew all of them. You know what I mean? And at that point, you know what I mean? What I saw that the nation had was basically everything that the rest of them had, just in pieces. You know what I mean? So
Facts, man.
you know, it was, so to me it was a no-brainer.
So you use your eyes.
And I was born Muslim. You know what
that's
I mean?
true. Yeah.
You know, my dad was in the nation at one point in time.
Yes,
so I always had a affinity, you know, for the nation.
But it seems to me like you saw the evidence. You saw like you observed the operations of the Nation of Islam, and you're like, okay, well, clearly this is the route.
Well, I didn't know much. I didn't even know that you got searched when you came to the mosque.
Yeah. Understood.
I'm right. The first time I came to the mosque, I had like 4 lighters in my pocket. I had some weed on me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, these niggas ain't throwing my weed away. Fuck that. What you gonna do with that? You gotta confiscate it. No. You know
Did they find it?
Yeah, they found it.
Oh, good for them. Damn straight.
Bro, I used to come to processing class high.
I understand. That's the whole point of the process.
I was
Get that shit.
I was riding the processing class with this girl smoking weed in the car. Like, yeah. I would have hiding the boat. They talking about Yakub. Yakub.
Oh man.
I'm like, yo, I'm hiding the bug. Like, yo, this some interesting shit right here.
It seems to me that you were a pretty damn good Negro, bro. Like you was a good nigga. Like as far as nigga behavior, so like you seemed like you was pretty good, bro.
I was.
You was nice.
No, you know, like those brothers and those sisters that you meet, and they be quote unquote conscious.
Yeah,
they be spiritual.
Yeah,
you know, like that's how I would have defined myself.
Okay, understood.
I didn't believe in any organized religion. I didn't pray. I believed that there was a God, but I ain't believe in no modern religion or structural way of following God.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's why, like a lot of those people, which I was one of them, they don't have a structured set of beliefs. So it's like they make up their own beliefs.
Facts.
And since they haven't committed to one area of belief,
facts,
they feel like they can challenge anybody else's belief system. You know,
that's real,
but they can't be challenged because it's like, well, what do you really believe in? They don't.
They don't. No,
right.
They have no theology. They have no structured theology.
So it's like you got to make a decision before you can be critical of what somebody else believes in. You have to yourself have a defined belief system because
consistent.
Right. Because now it's like, all right, you say what I believe in is not the truth. You say what I believe in is based upon falsehood or has some holes in it. So what do you believe in?
Facts.
Oh, you don't believe in nothing.
Yeah.
You like somebody that got leftovers in a fridge from 5 days, and you throwing macaroni and cheese on a plate with spaghetti, and then you know what I'm saying you got a chicken and waffles on the side, like this stuff don't even belong on the same plate. It don't even match up. Like, what
was a good metaphor. That's what it's really like. Interacting with this that's what it's like. It's like, bro, you got mac and cheese, spaghetti together, bro. Like, I can't take you seriously,
right?
And you complaining over my prime rib because you don't like beef. Like, bro, shut up.
Right. Like yo, like go ahead, like because you done read Chancellor Williams' Destruction of a Black Civilization. You done read from. What is it? Timbuktu from Timbuktu to Babylon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
They came before Columbus.
They came before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima.
Yeah,
and if they got any influence from the nation, it's because they might have read a little bit of Message to the Black Man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So now they done threw all of this together. So now they're it's like, what do you believe? You got all this criticism.
Facts, man.
But tell me what you believe in so I can criticize you. You don't believe you don't believe in nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't even play this game.
Yeah. No.
You like a fan talking crazy to LeBron, you know what I'm saying, from the stands.
Facts.
You ain't even in the game.
You're not even in the game. You're not in the game.
Make a decision.
You're not contending in the field of. You're not contending with theology.
Make a choice.
Yeah, make a choice.
I'm gonna tell you something. I never spoke critical against any conscious organization. Before I joined the nation, I never did.
Understood.
I respected all of them.
Yes, sir.
Because the way I view the situation is if you believe that Black people need a different teaching than the teaching that we got from the white man. And if you believe in fighting for Black people, no matter what banner, what flag you fall up under, I respect you.
Bro.
I got love for you.
Facts. And we still believe that. Like, that hasn't gone anywhere.
Peace, sister.
Yeah.
I recognize you.
What'd she say?
She said, you should recognize and respond to this queen, my brother. No game here. I recognize you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. She didn't have any questions. She just wanted to say, recognize me, please.
I was the one who searched you when we were called MGT. I don't know. Oh, she said she used to be or is in the nation. I'm not sure. She said she was on a check post before.
Oh. But she...
I don't know.
I understand. Yeah.
But hey man, we gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we can wrap. Yeah, it's we made it to 1 hour and 30.
I will keep talking, even though
I mean, you keep spitting out the bars, bro.
Yeah,
so it's like I gotta extract them. But
as soon as I'm done talking, I'm
it's funny because you go in.
I'm gonna go back at 9.
To Anakin, just like barely conscious. It's crazy watching you go to hot fire to like, okay, now I'm gonna take a nap. Hot fire to nap. It's impressive, bro. It's impressive,
bro.
Yeah,
bro. This is my life. People like, yo, you need to get some sleep. I was like, yo, my regular hours is overtime. I don't know what you talking about. I don't have the luxury of living my life the way you live your life. You know what I'm saying? Having that close relationship to a pillow like that.
Yeah,
it must be nice.
It is nice, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Very nice. I can just in this and go right to sleep. It's fantastic, bro. That's the luxury of having it right here.
Right.
That's like the cost. It's like I set it up, but people got to come.
Yeah, so be
it's a cost.
Compassionate.
I feel you, bro. I'm not mad. I'm not, just make sure you don't don't fall asleep on the way home. That's key. Yeah, but
easier said than done.
I understand, bro. For real. Please don't. We have coffee here. You can have some coffee.
Yeah, give me some coffee.
Actually, I make coffee. You didn't want coffee For the record,
I told you.
you denied the coffee.
I did not.
I had coffee.
I did
before.
not deny coffee.
You never got it. You asked for tea. You asked for tea after you ate. Because I offered you coffee. You said,
You offered me both, and I said, let me wait until I'm done. So I did. I accepted the coffee.
You did. You postponed
I just put a time restraint
until after you were done. And also, you had a feast before this podcast. Let's be real. So that's settling in your belly. It's late. It's midnight. It's almost 1 a.m. I feel you, bro. But
it's 1 a.m.
Next time, I'll make sure I'll inject the coffee before or you have coffee instead of, cute little. You had cute tea, man. The tea's not going to keep you up.
Cute tea.
It was cute. Mint tea is not going to keep you up. It's cute. I guess it has some antioxidant benefits. But yeah, man. Yeah, we could wrap this up. But and you closed out with you joined the nation because you saw within you saw the structure. You saw something in it.
Right.
That's what I want to get. It's like, there was a reason. Like you respected all of them, but you specifically made that strong choice to join the nation because you saw the conglomeration of all the attributes of all in one organization. Is that safe to say?
That's facts.
Yeah. And I'm asking you specifically because I joined the nation because I studied the teachings and found them to be true and exact. So I came in prepared. I was like, okay, I'm just joining as a formality because I have no choice because this is the truth to me. I had no doubt whatsoever about the teaching because I read the Quran and then I read the teaching of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I was like, oh, facts. This is irrefutable evidence that Elijah Muhammad was raised from the dead. He is the Messiah.
You had already read the Quran?
Yeah, I read all of it. I came in well prepared. I was ready to roll. And then I was like, okay, and I'm a quick because we got to go. Because you hear the teachings in rap with Wu-Tang, right? And the only thing, like when I would hear like, the black man is God, blah, 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 I was like, that's cool. But how do you know? Like, how do y'all know this to be true? That was I was like, yeah, this feels true. This makes sense, perfect sense. But how do you know? And then once I read Message of the Black Man, I found out that God himself came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad and taught Elijah Muhammad for a period of roughly 3.5 years. And I studied that and found that to be true. Then I had no choice. I was like, if God came in a man of a person, came in a form of a human being, and taught this person, and this person has saying just that and has manifested to works to prove this to be true, what do I look like not falling in line with that?
Right.
I look like a fool.
Facts.
So, with that, and with we said on leadership, it's like, it's time to close this out, bro. Yes, sir. But my point with leadership is like, we both got to step in. We can't be no biffling. Step into these damn roles.
You're still using this fictitious terminology. Biffling. As long as I say it like this, everyone will believe that it's an actual word. Biffling. Biffle.
That's right.
Biffling.
Right, bro. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a real term. Hey, Siri, what is biffling?
You want to leave, but you want to... Okay, but you also want to...
Biffling.
You're willing to stay on to slack talk your boy.
I ain't slick talking. I'm doing it in front of you.
Oh man. Oh man. But yeah. So I'm talking to myself. I gotta quit pussyfooting with stepping into leadership roles, bro. That's really what biffling means. Can't be no pussyfooting, man.
Yeah, are we putting this into Webster's? That's really what biffling means.
Yes, sir. Biffling means pussyfooting.
He gave it
no more pussyfooting.
The black man really is God. We out here making words and shit, cuz.
Yes, we are, sir. Yes, we are.
That's really what it means.
All right, bro. You can close us out.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Position of prayer. No more biffling, sir. Stop the biffling. This is a biffle. It's a biffle free zone. Biffle free zone. All right, we gotta be serious.
Yes, sir. Serious. Very serious. This is a serious time, bro.
This is prayer time.
Yes, it is.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Rahman Rahim Malik Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdinas siratal mustaqim Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Oh Allah, we seek the refuge from anxiety and grief. We seek the refuge from lack of strength and laziness. We seek the refuge from cowardice and ungodliness. And we seek the refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. Oh Allah, suffice us with what is lawful and keep us away from that which is prohibited. And with thy grace, make us free from want of what is besides thee. Ameen.
Amen.